It all started with minor changes on our planet. At first, people noticed that the moon had become brighter and a little bigger, but no one paid attention to it. The moon has affected the tides around the world. The water flooded the beaches, but it was not a tragedy. A lot of fish swam to the shores. People found giant squid, anglerfish and other creatures that usually live in the dark depths near the shore. Stranger things happen every day. Birds do not fly south in winter, they gather in huge groups and circle over cities without any purpose. Previously, the moon helped them navigate in nature, and now they can't figure out which way to fly. In the boundless waters of the world ocean, ship captains notice that compasses have become unreliable. The arrow points in different directions, as the magnetic poles of the Earth have changed. People understand that the moon, for some unknown reason, began to approach the Earth. The attraction of the moon affects the gravity of our planet. This entails a change in the climate, the behavior of all living beings and the magnetic field. Now it rains in the driest places, and it's hot in the coldest. It's destroying ecosystems all over the planet. People living near forests constantly hear the howling of wolves. The moon drives these animals crazy. The Earth's natural satellite is growing in size and illuminates the night much brighter. Nothing critical has happened yet. People don't panic because they don't want to believe the end is coming, but one day the moon reaches a critical point. You are walking down the street, listening to music, and at that moment someone pushes you. Okay, maybe this guy is late for work. You keep walking, a passing girl bumps you with her shoulder. "Excuse me," she says and leaves. You notice the fear in her eyes. You look ahead and see people running towards you. You take off your headphones and hear screams and sirens. People leave their cars and run away. Hundreds of seagulls are flying in the sky. In the midst of all this chaos, you hear a strange noise. It looks like water. How is this possible? You are in the center of the city, a few kilometers from the coast, but there is no time to think. You notice how a huge wave is flooding the streets and heading straight towards you. You run into the building and go up to the 10th floor. From there you watch as the water fills the city. A strong stream washes away all cars, one-story buildings and trees from the road. You notice by introducing a shark and other fish. People are hiding in houses and on roofs. The whole city is plunging into madness. There is a TV in the building where you are hiding. You will find out that flooding is happening all over the world. Massive tsunamis cover coastal cities. In some places, the waves reach the height of a 30-story house. Many cities have been washed off the face of the Earth. The moon is too close to the Earth. And the flood is just the beginning. The moon rotates around the Earth and helps our house maintain its axis. It ensures the stability of the climate and gives living organisms the opportunity to develop. But now this balance is broken. The moon is approaching and changing the gravity of our planet. The Earth tilts slightly to the side, which provokes large-scale floods around the world. Imagine that you are holding a round glass of water in your hands. Tilt it a little. Do you see how the liquid flows from one side to the other? The same is happening now with the oceans. But the moon is not just approaching us, it flies around the planet and gets closer with each circle. It constantly causes natural disasters in different places of the Earth. The ocean floods one side, and a few hours later, the other. And now you see how all the water leaves the streets. The ocean may return to the city by the end of the day. Wait a minute, it seems that the end of the day has already come. You notice that the sky has darkened. It's strange, because it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The moon changes the speed of the Earth's rotation and makes the day go faster. The moon covers almost the entire sky and brightly illuminates our planet. You see huge lunar craters, and not so close that you can see them even when the sun is shining. In some places, the passing moon obscures the sun. The water leaves the streets and everyone leaves the shelter. At this moment, an earthquake begins. The road is cracking, houses are collapsing. There are landslides on the street. Tectonic plates are shifting all over the planet. Imagine two magnetic balls approaching each other. One ball is the moon, and the second is the core of the Earth. What do you think will happen to what is above the core? This is hundreds of thousands of kilometers of the Earth's crust, and now it's all moving. Destructive cracks are appearing all over the world. The highest mountains are destroyed and turned into a pile of stones. The seabed cracks and releases magma from the underground depths. Volcanoes wake up and spew magma. Clouds of volcanic ash hide both the sun and the moon. But the worst is ahead, a collision is inevitable. The moon flies around the planet like a ball in a round glass with a hole in the center. This force drives clouds all over the planet. A thunderstorm is raging now, but it will snow in 5 minutes, then night comes and it starts to rain. A drop of water consists of mud and volcanic ash. It is difficult for people to breathe without gas masks. Atmospheric pressure is constantly changing. Some people experience severe migraines, and some have sore joints. But now there is no time to think about health. Humanity needs to figure out how to escape from a collision. A new gravitational order will come when the moon crashes into the Earth. Continents will change their shape. They will unite into one giant piece of land or split into hundreds of small ones. The energy of the collision can burn all the oxygen in the atmosphere and make the planet uninhabitable. Hiding underground doesn't make sense because of deep earthquakes. People decide to spend their last hours with loved ones and relatives. The moon is getting closer. It is now at the same distance as the International Space Station. The moon covers the sky. Many cities are in shadow because of the waves. Tsunamis several kilometers high hit the Earth. Millions of tons of magma collide with the ocean, billions of liters of water evaporate. Moisture rises into the air, mixes with ash and floods the Earth from giant cumulus clouds. You have accepted the complete destruction of the planet, but at this moment something strange happens to the moon. Do you notice that giant cracks appear on it? The moon begins to slowly divide into two parts. Both halves break up into hundreds of large launches. It's just falling apart. Earth no longer has a natural satellite, just a pile of giant space rocks. But why is this happening? There is a space around our planet called the Roche limit. In this place, the gravity of the Earth is stronger than the gravity of the moon. This means that the forces holding the moon together are weaker than those that tear it apart. Are people cheering? The Roche limit saved the planet. The moon won't crash into us. It broke up into millions of fragments and formed a ring around the globe. Now the Earth looks like Saturn. A belt of moonstone surrounds us. Huge chunks destroy everything in their path, all the space debris. The satellites are no longer working. Humanity is being deprived of means of communication and navigation. People will have to use paper maps again. Before these events, the moon held the orbit of our planet at a certain angle. Now the axis is tilted differently. One hemisphere will become closer to the sun, and the other will sink into the shadow. The North Pole and the Arctic can turn into hot deserts, and the equator of the planet can be covered with ice. Winter and summer will last for years. The remnants of the moon fly around the Earth, but some of them fall on our planet. Lunar meteor showers destroy cities and create giant craters. All these events lead to the mass destruction of life on Earth. It will take hundreds of thousands of years to adapt to the new world.